This is Dale Earnhardt Jr., and you're watching the Checkered Flag Crew.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Andrew from the Checkered Flag Crew, and we're here with driver of the number 88 Nationwide Chevrolet, Dale Earnhardt Jr. What gave you the idea of your race car graveyard?
Well, I own a race team, and when we would wreck the cars beyond repair, it just didn't seem right to have them crushed, or we put so much work and put so much time into building those cars. And I had this 70 acres of woods on my property that we had some four-wheeler trails on, and we just kind of shoved them into the corners and thought they'd be kind of cool to look at riding around on the four-wheelers, and it just grew into a little bit more than that.
What is your favorite car in your graveyard?
It's hard to pick one. I got a lot of my own cars in there. Some that we never even wrecked, they just sort of become obsolete. And there's a couple of the Hendrick cars that they gave me, and they're just sitting there, perfectly good race cars. They're just kind of sitting in the woods.
Where do you go to buy the cars, or to get the cars?
I don't ever buy cars. Basically, a team owner or a driver, somebody might reach out to me and ask me if I want a car that they can't repair. And we get all the cars that we can't repair from Junior Motorsports. And sometimes we get one or two from HMS. But yeah, I never really paid for them. I wouldn't want to pay for an old junk car, but if somebody's willing to give me one, we put it in there.
And you're going to Germany next weekend on your off week to study your genealogy. What got you interested in that?
Really, I just woke up one day and thought to myself that I didn't know anything about my family beyond my grandfather. I didn't know much, if anything, about his father, and I just wanted to know more. And that led to, once you kind of find out a few things, it becomes a bit like a game, and it really is enjoyable to try to find out more clues, and because you'll run into these little roadblocks that make it difficult to learn more about the generations before. And finding those are a real challenge, and a fun challenge for me. I enjoyed it, and I'm still learning things today. I used Ancestry.com to get started, and after I got pretty far and started hitting some pretty difficult challenges, I reached out to some real genealogists. There's chapters all over the country. They're willing to help and give you some advice.
How long are you going to be in Germany for?
A handful of days, about a week.
What are you going to do there?
I'm just going to look around some of the areas where my ancestors lived, sort of just to understand a little bit about that part of my my history, I guess. It was about 6 or 7 generations ago that we got on a boat over in Germany and ended up coming to Philadelphia, and then we came from Philadelphia after a few generations and down to Salisbury, North Carolina, Concord, where we live now. And so I'm just wanting to learn as much as I can and try to understand a little bit about where we came from, where the Earnhardts came from.
Do you know if Earnhardt means anything in German?
It means, the Earn part means, the first half of the name means honor, and the second half, I believe at this moment that it was named after a mountain in the area that they grew up in, or that that my ancestors are from. But who knows what the truth is? Maybe I'll find that out when I go over there.
And we also saw on your Twitter that you want to be a pitmaster. How are you doing that? How are you doing there?
I really, I think everybody needs hobbies, good fun hobbies that they enjoy, ones that they'll pursue. I've had a habit for so long of picking something up, really enjoying it, and tiring of it really quickly. Barbecue, smoking barbecue is a long process. You spend 6 to 12 hours on the grill, trying to perfect everything and tracking the temperature. Even the preparation of the meat is an overnight process. So it reminded me a lot of what it was like when I was a kid and I first started racing, and maintaining my car was very simple, a lot of fun. The cars were simple back then, and going to the racetrack, you went with your friends. You didn't have a hired crew. Nobody made any money or was paid to do it, and that's what barbecuing is similar to. The preparation is similar to getting my cars ready, and you get your buddies around to sort of help you go through the process, and then you all get to enjoy the food. And that's probably another good part about it, is being able to feed your family, watch them enjoy the food, talk about it, whether you change a little bit about the recipe from the time before and see whether they liked it or not, and whether you want to go in another direction.
That preparation's longer than the Coke 600.
It is.
What is your favorite thing to cook?
The simplest stuff is about an hour and a half. You can get a beef or a pork tenderloin and cook that in an hour and a half. It's really simple. If you're not really trying to get into a lot of effort, you can do that really quickly. But a brisket for me is probably the best to eat, and that's a little bit more of a process. That's a little bit longer of a cook. I love ribs, but they're very challenging for me. I have only tried to cook them a handful of times, and I've not really been satisfied with what I've done, so I'm going to keep working on that.
You're also a big NASCAR history buff, so if you could go back to any historical NASCAR event, what would it be and why?
The 1979 Daytona 500 stands out to me because it was the first race televised flag to flag. They had televised races before, but they were bits and pieces. It was done mostly on Wide World of Sports, and they would come to the race on the television, and you'd see about 20 laps, and then they'd go to another sporting event. Then they'd come back later, show you what was going on, then break away to another sporting event. So you didn't see the whole race flag to flag. The 1979 Daytona 500 was the first race covered flag to flag. We had an exciting finish with Cale Yarborough and Bobby Alcindani fighting in turn 3 after wrecking down the backstretch on the last lap, and the King, Richard Petty, wins the race. Made all the fans happy. So I think it'd be fun. My father was running in his first Daytona 500 in that race and led some. I think it'd be amazing to race in that race.
And what is your favorite childhood memory that sticks with you as an adult?
Oh man, there's so many to choose from, but I always enjoyed, being at the racetrack. When I would come to the racetrack as a kid, the other drivers had sons, daughters, crew chiefs had sons and daughters, and we all sought each other out and would hang out together all weekend. And that was a lot of fun because the garage was, the racetrack was a little more lenient as far as where you could go. And us kids, we would run all over the racetrack. Just, we'd be out there buying souvenirs, begging for a couple bucks from our dads to go out there and buy die casts or models to build. And we just played all the time. It was so much fun. And then at the hotels, we'd get back to the hotels and we'd be like, where are you staying? Well, I'm only a block away. We'll hang out. We'll build models in our hotel rooms or whatever we wanted to do. We, go to McDonald's, whatever we felt like doing, we did. And those were just really fun times. We didn't know how good we had it back then.
We're going to finish off with the segment we like to call Either Or, and we're going to provide you with 2 options, and you have to choose one of the options.
Yep.
All right. Short track or super speedway?
I like short tracks the best.
Okay. Dega or Daytona?
Daytona.
Daytona? Yep. Roller coasters or movie theater?
Roller coasters are a lot more fun.
Yeah, they are a lot more fun. PlayStation or Xbox?
Xbox. That's me and my friends are in a Madden league together. We play every day almost.
Are you better than them?
I'm all right. I missed the playoffs this year, but I'm usually a wild card, so I'm pretty decent.
All right. And burger or pizza?
Pizza.
Pizza. And finally, country or rock?
That's tough. I kind of have grew up on both. If I had to choose one, I'd probably choose rock. A lot of good classic songs, a lot of history.
All right, thank you, Dale, for taking the time. For more videos from the Checkered Flag Crew, make sure you follow us on all social media, including Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Don't forget to check out checkeredflagcrew.com.